You're watching the Gamestork. Be sure to like and subscribe below for all things gaming and all things awesome. Enjoy the video. So with the coronavirus spreading, all the panic happening and businesses closing everywhere, it appears that if you are in need of repair for your Nintendo Switch or your Nintendo Switch Lite, the North America centers, the repair centers, are closed until further notice due to this coronavirus outbreak. Nintendo officially announced this, that they're closed until further notice. Now, ironically for me, my daughter's D-pad, the left button on it, quit working some time ago, and I was just going to let them handle it. But now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, and we're going to see from here. I don't know if I'm going to tear it down myself. Maybe, maybe not. The good news, though, is that if you've been looking for a Nintendo Switch and you can't find one, Nintendo has officially announced that Nintendo Switch hardware is selling out at various retail locations in the US, but more systems are on the way. They want you to know that they're sorry about the inconvenience and that they're making more, so that you can get your Switch on. As a matter of fact, it appears that in the Japanese market, the Nintendo Switch has officially surpassed, just in Japan, the overall sales for the Wii U, which is pretty awesome, if you ask me. It's selling very well, which makes sense. There's a big boost right now of sales because of things like Animal Crossing and being stuck at home and gaming. Also, for you guys who are complaining about Animal Crossing, I got 2 words for you, but I can't say them because I want to say family friendly. Now, it does suck a little bit that you have to have an island per console, but it makes sense, really. I mean, it just kind of does once you think about it, because it's always been that way. It's probably always going to be that way. And in my house, I actually bought 4 copies of this game. It's crazy. So we have it running on 4 systems in my house. It's madness. But Animal Crossing is amazing. It's great. Since it's come out, I've sunk probably 50 plus hours into it already. And I've got a pretty sweet residential neighborhood. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. You'll have to come check it out. Maybe I'll put my friend code on here below and you can fly on in, see it. Have we gone on enough? Let's move forward. If you're into tactics games, there's a pretty cool looking tactics game coming to the Nintendo Switch, and it's called Fae Tactics. Now, this game is follows a young magic user named Peony on her journey across a vibrant world full of mystery and danger. Summon allies, cast spell, and befriend a motley crew of characters as you dive into the growing conflicts between man and magical beings known as the Fae. Now, this game looks really cool. It reminds me a lot of Disgaea, and I like that. It's something that's really, it seems like you get to take your time with, and it's going to work out just great for what I want to do, which is game. And at this time, I mean, you have all the time in the world to catch up on all this stuff. Fae Tactics coming to the Nintendo Switch is pretty great. Hopefully it'll come quick and we'll be able to play. Speaking of things coming to the Nintendo Switch, have you ever thought about wanting to be a crab and fighting other crabs? No? Well, me either. But here we go. Apparently someone has, so much so that they created a game that's coming to the Nintendo Switch in Japan this summer. So if you have a Japanese account, get ready because it's coming. And it's called Fight Crab. That's right, not Fight Club, Fight Crab. Publisher Playism has announced that Fight Crab will hit Steam and Nintendo Switch this summer. The game that puts players in control of giant crabs and forces them to fight will be in the hands of Switch players, at least in Japan. And this is huge. I am very, very excited to play this for about 30 minutes, probably. I doubt I'll play it any more than that. But just the idea of doing something I've never thought about before and jumping in and being like, hey, yeah, I'll be a crab and kick another crab's ass. Let's do that. Anyway, maybe we can make sushi out of that crab. Yeah. So before this section is named, let's just call it comment below, and I'm going to feature a few of your comments and talk about them right now because it's somewhat of a slow news week, you dig? The first is Joseph Leachnam. This is always interesting to me. Look at the Switch. That little sucker punches way above its weight class. Obviously, it isn't as strong as the PS4 or Xbox One, but some games on all 3 don't look all that much worse. I attribute that to the Switch running on NVIDIA hardware though. Generally they produce more effective chipsets overall than the AMD on the GPU end, and there's a lot of other factors too. Like you said, no computer is ever the sum of its parts. A ton depends on the architecture and how everything is made to function together. The other piece of the puzzle though are the developers. Some are very good at getting a lot out of something for far less, and therefore can do more with less. Some are very much not capable of this, and the Switch can again be used as an example for both sides of this. So what devs actually do with the PS4 and Series X will be fun to see. And really, honestly, I'm excited to see this. I mean, this is one of those things to where we think like numbers. We're so just closed-minded in some of these areas that we hear teraflops or something like that. We're like, oh, 12 is better than 10, and this. But as we've seen, like with The Witcher coming out for the Nintendo Switch, a $300 piece of hardware with essentially a mobile chip that's been modified is running a lot of these games. Now, it might not be in 4K, but imagine if we upgraded just a little bit on those chipsets for the new Switch Pro and what it could do. And you're right, Joseph. It's all about the developers. It's all about what they can do, what they decide to do. Because I love that Mark Cerny talked about this too in the video, and I didn't even touch on this, that there's a time, and this is months, to where it takes developers that amount of time to get just familiar enough with the architecture to begin that development, because it's such a different language for every console. So it would be like us, trying to write a book and then immediately go learn another language to write a book and another language to write a book, because there's 3 consoles. It takes time to be able to do that. And once you learn that language, then you can program there and actually create something that puts less strain on the console. So obviously we see this every console generation, that developers get better towards the end. Why? That's when the big hitters come, because they've learned the language. They understand how to get the best out of that console. It's not so much teraflops as it is how those parts work together, how they function, how they cut down loading speeds, and what they offer developers to be able to implement their ideas into the game, and how easy it is for them to do that. Now, Nintendo specifically has had a hard time up until the Switch with that. They said the Wii U was almost impossible to develop for, but it looks like the Switch is really honestly not that difficult to develop for. It's something that they're figuring out fast, and if they keep that same infrastructure and up the power with a new chipset, I could see some great things happening. And honestly, I can't wait. I know it's coming. It's certainly coming, but when? Also, the PS5 and the Xbox One X, Series X, whatever it is. The naming conventions have gone beyond at this point. It's all going to be great. They're all going to be awesome. Every new console is going to be good. And these two are certainly going to be purchased by me day one. And I'll show you the unboxings and everything right here on this channel. So be sure to tune in at that point. But, it's just one of those things. I can't wait. I'm going to put my hands on both of them and just make sweet gaming love to them. That's like the worst example ever. We got one more comment, and then we will call this thing a day or night or whatever it is. The next featured comment comes from feelgood99, and it's just simply thanks for the delivery. This is a great place to end. You are very welcome. All you guys are welcome. I love making content. It really does my heart good whenever you like the videos and also comment. Any comments are great. I love it. You don't have to tell me how great everything is, but I love hearing your opinions on things that are talked about in these videos to be able to respond to them. So thanks so much. You guys are awesome. Be sure to subscribe though right here, because it does help grow this channel. Like these videos because it pushes them up in what's called the YouTube algorithm. And the best thing that you could do for me is really honestly those two things. Also hit the bell. Help me to get up there, get more subs. Let's do this together. Thanks guys, and have a good gaming evening. This has been a delivery from the Gamestork. How do I end this thing? Gamestork, delivering news, reviews, and playthroughs like a newborn baby.